Imagine there are like 5 stages to your self-improvement, each one a level that you're moving on to throughout your journey. Here are the 5 stages of self-improvement. Stage 1 is who you are. One day, everything you know and everything that you're used to is going to disappear, or a big event is going to happen and it's going to change you. Seeing how little discipline you have for yourself and how depressed you are, you eventually start seeking to improve. And that's what happened for me. And I found myself really depressed, and I had to be able to think about who do I want to become, and I was forced to actually start thinking on how I could improve. You start seeing what new strengths you can take on and start to see who you can become and how strong you can actually be. Self-awareness. You become more self-aware of your surroundings, and you start to practice quiet time to see what you can get out of it. And in result, you become more in tune with what is happening around you and more in tune with yourself and how you're actually feeling on the inside and what is bugging you and what is bad for you and what is good for you. You can determine that actually better than you could before. And the challenges with stage 1 is self-doubt and embracing imperfections. You have to be able to get past your self-doubt and embrace that you are imperfect. Now, after you do these things, then you move on to stage 2, which is learning and growing. This is kind of throughout everything, but this is the stage where you really are going to start learning and being able to grow. You're going to be developing skills. As you get stronger physically, mentally, and spiritually, you naturally are going to want to take on more skills so you can chase and develop new ones. And you're going to start to make new goals, make new habits to be able to develop into the person you want to become. You're going to invest in your growth. You break the barrier of trying to do it by yourself, and you pick up a helpful book that can teach you something, and you start to listen to content that improves who you are. Not content that's fast-paced or choppy or whatever, but content that's more just real, raw, and talking like this. There's so many people who just do like podcasts or like just straight up talk to you, and those are really important things to listen to, because those are going to have the highest amounts of information to be able to help you to get to where you want to be. And the challenges in this stage are going to be going outside of your comfort zone. You're going to have to be able to step outside of what you're comfortable with and know that you're developing skills through doing that. You're going to have constant setbacks. You're always going to fail and then be able to see that you failed and see how you can do it better next time and keep going through that. And it's going to be frustrating. It's going to be frustrating to feel like you're investing in your growth and then feel like you're going nowhere sometimes. But you just got to keep going, because you're going to see the results and you're going to see what it is doing in your mind. And once your mind is given all this information, then in your life, things start appearing that you didn't think could be there in a sense, but you really wanted them to be there. And you'll be surprised, because what you're feeding yourself is healthy, and what you're bringing to yourself is healthy. And you're staying positive and thinking positively in every situation you're in. After accomplishing all of that, you move on to stage 3, which is building resilience. This is being able to last, being able to keep walking up these stages. You have to embrace failure. You still fail and see how imperfect you are, but you learn that with failure comes success, and you can receive that through everything that will happen, and you won't stop becoming who you are. With failure, it can be really hard to accept that you have failed, because it's not something we want. We want to be successful, and we want to be able to be presentable and not be failures. But failing does not make you a failure. and failing is actually leading you to success. The more you fail, the closer you are to success. You have to adapt to challenges. You adapt to change, and you see that it is healthy. You're able to adapt to your current situation and what you're in. For example, for me, it's school. I had to adapt to school instead of trying to put it off like I kept doing. I had to adapt to it and instead record really early in the morning. And that's what I'm doing every single day. And that's how I was able to adapt to my challenges, my daily challenges of what was already presented in my life. And you have to be able to do that and push through that to be able to break on to the next stage. But through stage 3, you're going to receive criticism. You're going to start seeing when you fail that other people see you fail and they'll talk down on you, or they won't be encouraging. And that's okay. You just need to keep moving on and see that it's all part of the process. And if there are people who talk you down, you don't need to put yourself around them all the time. And you don't need to have them be your main source of who you're spending time with. There's going to be obstacles, and it's going to be hard to be motivated, but you need to just see your purpose and see who you are and adapt to the challenges and keep moving forward. Now, after those things, you move on to stage 4, the second to final step, which is transform your mindset. You have to farm positivity. And what I mean by this is you're making a mind farm. You're farming positive thoughts daily by every input you choose throughout your day. You can become more positive and become more confident, and you have done the right things in the day to be able to come through the day and be happy. You're happy with who you are, who you're becoming, and every single habit that you've done throughout the day is making you really happy that you have accomplished those things and that you've kept moving forward. You have to embrace optimism. You embrace the future image of who you are and who you want to become, and you constantly look at it and see who you are becoming. And you adopt a growth mindset. Consistently growing, you see who you are becoming, and it gives you more and more energy to move on to the next thing. You're always seeing who you're becoming each and every day, and it gives you more energy to be able to move forward and be able to go even harder at who you're becoming. But the challenges in this is negative surroundings. When you are farming positivity, you got to make sure that you're not surrounded by negative people, and that's what I kind of said in stage 3, but it's something that's really crucial, is that you're putting yourself around the right kind of people. Back in these steps, you would have separated from those people who are putting you down, and that's going to get you really far, even if it's a really hard thing to do. Limiting beliefs, you're going to have a lot of limiting beliefs when you're trying to farm positivity and when you're trying to embrace optimism and the future image of who you want to become. It's going to be hard to combat your limiting beliefs with who you are becoming and the future you. But also you need to think about how good you are now. Like how far have you gone now already from when you started, you know? And that's such an encouraging thing to think about, is how far have you actually gone since the time you started. And if you haven't gone anywhere, this is your start. Start at stage 1 and start doing those things. But this is just to show you all the different stages of improving and what it looks like. And you're going to have long-term focus to be able to see the picture ahead of you and have long-term focus that it's never going to be complete, which ties into stage 5. Stage 5 is sustainable growth. You have to have established habits through and through. Having established habits throughout all year stages is going to get you so far, because your daily habits is something that is going to keep you on top of becoming who you want to become and pushing you harder and harder each and every day while you make new ones. You have to maintain progress. When the days have been tough, you will consistently show up no matter what day it is and how you're feeling. It doesn't matter how you're feeling. And that's what we're so focused on before we started this, how we're feeling. But it doesn't matter how we're feeling when we're trying to improve and become who we want to become. It does matter how we're feeling in general, and it's good to be able to observe how you're feeling, and you can actually observe it even more when you're doing these things, but being able to push through how you're feeling, because that does not matter when you're trying to maintain progress. Commit to lifelong learning. What being human is lifelong commitment. Results and action does not and should not only be worked on for a period of time. Getting to those results and putting in the actions, there's never enough. There's never enough money in the world. There's never enough muscles in the world. There's never enough fame or anything in the world that can be achieved or obtained, or there's no happiness in the world that can be obtained, and to be able to chase that and think that you're going to get it from the world is completely false. So being able to consistently develop who you're becoming and have hope in who you're becoming, but not be so self-focused, is going to bring you into stage 5 and keep you in stage 5, always improving. Improving is a journey that will always be a challenge, but rewarding and helping you see what is right. It is always going to show you what is right, and you're going to be able to be presented with better options, because you're going to have better foresight of which each path leads down to, and what each option is going to result in, at least slightly. You have a better outlook on your own life. You have to be able to always balance what is in front of you and decide that you will continue on, because you know the reward. Small actions pave the way for remarkable changes tomorrow. Okay,